This episode is brought to you by Arlon Graphics, trusted for innovative high-performance cast vinyls. Check out their newest product, DPF V9500, a non-PVC polyurethane wall film built to tackle ultra-textured surfaces like a pro. More exciting new products to come soon from Arlon. Check them all out at Wensco.com. We have Ring camera, right? And like the third people that come up to get candy, the kid comes up, tries to cover the Ring camera. Doesn't actually even cover it up. He covered the top half. I could still see everything on the camera. And he just takes the bowl and he just dumps it in his bag. And that was the end of the candy. No one came to get candy the rest of the night. It's like, well, that was a good time. So then the next year we just didn't even turn on the light. It's like, well, it didn't work last year. I'm not doing it again. So.
All right, Rick's wrapping it up. He's saying wrap it up. Wrap it up, guys.
Anyways,
wrap it up.
Happy Halloween. Wait.
Yeah. It's going to be Halloween that week.
Yeah. Happy Halloween.
Yeah, happy Halloween.
That's our intro. Thank you. All right, anyways.
From Grand Rapids, Michigan, it's the Slightly Serious Sign Podcast, starring Mike Hull, with his co-host Tyler Hull, and their sometimes sidekick, Domingo Tobar. We invite you to join the show with today's relevant sign industry guest. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Mikey! Hey-o!
Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 88 of the Slightly Serious Sign Podcast. We are the number one voted podcast by Domingo Tobar's stimulating economy over there. That's what we're doing here. We appreciate him spending all his money on food and drinks.
You know, we're talking about money, so we're going to talk about pricing today. There's a lot of things that we got to talk about.
Yeah. So this episode is going to be about obviously like some changes we've seen in the last, obviously 9 months. We've been talking about pricing a lot this year, but changes we've especially seen lately in terms of how it's showing up and how our competitors are making it look like they're cheaper than they are, but when they're really not. And ways we think you can save money, right? But two things before we get into that. So first one is I'm gonna have to dig to find my quote, but I think we talked about this. I'm not even kidding you. I think in like January or February, I said, we're going to have an issue where there's areas of the country now that aren't going to get like the service that they need, right?
Correct.
Because of how the acquisitions have happened and how everything has gone down, there's areas where people aren't going to be able to get what they want, or they're not going to be able to pay the price that they previously paid because there's no other competition, right? There's going to be maybe one option. Mm-hmm. So today I get an email. I won't throw the vendor out there. I don't think it would be a bad to throw them, but I'm not going to say them anyways. But anyways, I get an email from the vendor.
They're going to find out.
And yeah, they probably listen. They're going to hear it and they'll be like, yeah, that was me. Yeah.
Hey, thanks for the idea.
I get an email and they said, hey, we're reaching out because we have customers in certain areas that are calling and emailing us because they cannot get the product in their territory. We're specifically talking about Colorado and Salt Lake City. So now they're going to know because those are the two cities. Mm-hmm. Those are the two things they sent me, right? And you can go back to, I don't know when it is. Hopefully Rick will play it right here.
Ta-da.
It'll be on the screen. I'm holding my hand up, but it'll probably be the whole screen. But I swear we talked about this in January, February. I said, just look at the map and you can see that Denver doesn't have any options anymore. They had 4 and now they have 0. And then 9 months later, we're getting an email that's like, hey, we have customers trying to get a hold of us in Denver and we can't get anything, or in Colorado. And we're like, yeah, we told you it was coming. So the answer is no to his email. No, we're not planning on being in Denver anytime soon.
But we are shipping some product to Denver.
We are. And to Jersey and to New York.
All the modules and all that stuff. Yeah, we're shipping it to you.
Yeah, we're shipping more than we ever had before, which is great, but it's not something we are used to doing and not how we're set up to do business. We'll love to help you if you're not in our territory, but we'd prefer to deliver it to you if you had the chance. So if you see with us opening Minnesota, we're moving very strategically, right? Even Minnesota is a little further than we would typically like to move, but it's still within a reachable range, right? If we opened in Denver, it would be a disaster for how we do our business now. So at some point we'll get there, right? You're going to see us more likely to open in areas that are close to us.
I was going to say, we can't announce anything.
No, we don't have anything to announce. So allegedly.
Don't pay attention to anything in the back of the curtain. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody Blink twice. That's like our vendors calling us. Are you planning on opening here?
we get that all the time.
Blink twice if you're planning on opening. No announcements here. That's what we're trying to tell you. But
we're
anyways,
not going to announce. But
we're growing pretty steadily right now. It's feeling pretty good. Minnesota's doing well. Indy, Louisville, Cleveland, all doing well right now. So it's been good. But so anyways, if you're in those areas, sorry, no, we're not coming to save you right now.
Well, I mean, like I said, but, we could still drop ship to you. We'll still ship it to you. But anything products that are large, we're definitely not going to do that. Yeah,
for sheets, what we have done, I know we have one. I think it's one of the franchises had reached out about a specific product they were looking for they couldn't get. And we basically told them, like, look, if you can get it in skid quantity, we can, that's easy enough, right? We can figure out a way to offset that shipping cost between the two of us and make it worthwhile. But if you need 1 and 2 sheets, it's probably not very likely.
It's just like that customer in New York that wanted 2 sheets and we're like, you got to order a skid. Okay, I'll order a skid. Okay, then. All right, then we'll get it to you.
So obviously, if you're ordering in larger quantities, that gets easier. But if you're looking for 1 or 2, we're happy to point you in the direction of somebody we know in the area.
Yes, absolutely.
So if you have questions on that, let us know. We have gotten to know quite a few people, at least from this podcast. A lot of them have actually reached out or talked to us at shows and that kind of stuff. So happy to point you in any direction that we can, but we're not planning on being there anytime soon. So allegedly. Allegedly, right?
Yeah.
The second thing, I had a customer send me an email because they thought it was funny, I think, because I also thought it was funny. They didn't even give me any context. They just sort of like send, and they're like, he'll understand. So we have another supplier. Let's say they're primarily in Texas, okay, who has an open house coming up. And
what?
Let me tell you.
Is it a show or? It's an open house.
It's an open house.
Open house.
Yeah, it's an open house. And let me tell you, the email looks very familiar, okay? It's roughly the same time frame as a Wensco open house. Our grand prize for our open house is one $500 gift card. They're giving away 5 $100 gift cards. That's $500 if you were keeping track at home. Then they have raffle prizes that you're eligible for. The first one is...
What?
Yeti cooler.
Whoa.
Great idea.
Great idea. 10 out of 10. Mark.
You guys should have included a Blackstone. That would have really made it really just send it home. But anyways, I just thought it was funny. To add to that, their email says they have 50 plus vendors. That's literally word for word what our email says. And then when you scroll onto the bottom, they list the vendors. There's only 38 listed. Someone's going to have to explain that one to me. So anyways... I hope your guys' open house goes well, especially if you actually do have 50 people showing up, because that's a lot of vendors to only get a few people to show up. But this one, I know you guys have been doing it a while, so I'm sure it'll be fine. But anyways, I just thought that's funny to me that it's the same. But as I previously said, I post on LinkedIn. I really wish I could remember this guy's name. Anyways, in Florida, one of the guys I'm connected with, he's trying to get on the podcast too. At some point, if we go down to Florida, we'll get him on. But he posted pictures at I'll just say the name because I don't have a problem. The Grimco, Florida open house. I saw his post, and then I saw one of the vendors posted a video of them at the event, and it looked super well attended. And I'd commented on his post that said, "Hey, we had a great time. There's a lot of people there." And I'd commented and said, like, "I'm glad that it went well because I think the ones that aren't going well are making it so people don't want to come to the other ones, right? So what I really need is for them to actually go well, right? So do I want people to go to our competitors and attend their events particularly? No, not really, obviously. But if the other ones go so poorly, it's going to be harder for us to get vendors, and for our customers that go to the other ones, they're going to be like, I'm not going to another open house, right? That one was terrible. So we sort of need them to go smooth so vendors keep coming and so customers keep coming. So I'm glad you guys had a good open house. That's what I'm saying, because I know you guys are listening. So
they say when you copy somebody, that's a form of flattery.
Yeah.
So
it looked good.
It's kind of funny how, we give a lot of information on these podcasts, right?
Yeah, maybe too much.
But maybe too much. But I still think of it as what you just said, is that we're trying to make it better for the customer, right? Yep. We need to have everybody working together to make our industry elevated to a better, where we're at right now.
Yeah.
So I think by having these shows, whatever you want to call them, open houses or trade shows, I think those are the things that really need to be big in order for the attendance to come, people to talk, right? 1 tells 10, 10 tell 100, and so on and so on. But if you have a bad experience, you're going to tell 10 people, and then it's going to be backfiring on you. So, yeah, I mean, I look at these shows and I say, I hope all distributors have a great show.
Yeah.
One, it definitely makes the vendors want to come out. It makes the people come out. Do you have to give away all these prizes and stuff? To me, I don't. It's a bonus.
Yeah.
But knowledge is even better.
Yeah.
And I think by going to these events and talking to vendors, figuring out what's working, what's not working, getting better ideas of different materials that you could use on a job or something like that. I mean, alone, the electrical side is starting to grow even bigger because of all the different modules that we carry. We're getting requests for other modules, other vendors to carry, and we just can't. I mean, we're at the point right now where we have to limit ourselves now.
Yeah.
I mean, we have great options for everything, but we have to start looking at what do we have to limit.
Yeah, I think what our open houses show people is if they've been using the same product for forever and forever and forever, there's 4 other products that might be a better fit for that specific application, right? Like maybe it works, sure. With vinyl, I feel that way most of the time, right? Will it work? Probably, right? Vinyl's gotten so good now that a lot of them is just be like, yeah, they'll probably work fine.
Yeah.
Is it ideal for that application? Probably not. If you have it already, in your shop, should you use it for that job? I mean, sure, it'll probably work. But if you do those, you come to these events and you see all the different types of materials that are out there and you just realize, oh, that makes sense. Like I had this very specific key pain point that I didn't really know was a pain point until someone showed me what the solution was, if that makes sense. So, I think that's what the open house do a pretty good job at. So yeah, hopefully, if you're attending other open houses, they're going well.
Well, we do
hopefully
have some coming
if you attended Print United, it was good. Great show, right? 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
What do you think? Do you think it was good?
Yeah,
it was really good.
Yeah, I read
from
about
what
it.
I saw. Yeah, from what I saw on the internet.
Well, I'm not going.
Yeah,
or I didn't go.
We didn't go. Yeah, yeah. It's Print United. I mean, when we're recording this, it's only like 7 days away, 6 days, 5 days away. But we won't be there, so we'll get a recap. We have a podcast scheduled for once the people that are going come back.
We're sending two of our.
We'll talk about shows,
top people there,
because we had a few things to talk about with shows and what's going on and all that stuff on the distribution side of things, but we'll save that for another episode. But so the things we want to talk about, pricing. So we talked about this, I think, like quite a few podcasts ago about ACM panel. We were talking about it. We said we're getting customers coming in and being like, hey, we got a cheaper price on ACM panel. Can you guys match the price? And then we were saying, can we make sure that it's the same product before we even match price, right? We need to make sure that we're comparing apples to apples, right? There's a lot of variance in ACM panel, so
thickness we're not going to one-sided.
We're not even going to try and go down to the economy price on a product that isn't economy, right? The version that we sell as alpha panel is still not the bottom of the barrel. If that makes sense. Like we don't go and get the cheapest one that we get. We get the one that we think will work. And sometimes we'll get quotes that will be like, oh, they're way cheaper than you. And be like, okay, well, what are we talking about? Are we still talking about two-side? Is the skin thickness the same? Is the core the same, right? Is it still work the same?
Is it flexible? And
a lot of times it's not the case, right? So we talked about that on products that seem similar but aren't similar. But now what we're getting is products that are exactly the same, but the way they're being shown to the customer is different, if that makes sense. So the example that came up that we were talking about, this whole thing came up out is we had customers reaching out in the last couple of weeks that were like, hey, we're getting beat. You guys are getting crushed on banner pricing. We're like, I mean, we do a pretty good job on banner. We sell a lot of banner.
We sell a lot of banner.
It's been selling. So it's like, it doesn't seem like this would be the case. They're like, yeah, the price is way lower. So we're like, okay, let's look into it, right? So we look into it and they're right. The roll price is cheaper than ours. So you're like, dude, what are we doing wrong
here? But
here?
not by a lot. That's the thing.
No, not a ton.
Yeah.
But still enough they'd be like, oh yeah, I mean, $20 is $20. You know what I mean? So
well, it's not even $20. It's like $7 or $5.
So we started digging into it and then realized that the difference was we sell our banner in 164 foot.
150
foot rolls.
Yep.
And the roll that we were trying to compete against was 120 feet. So when you do the math, you're like, oh, even less, 115
yeah, 115
feet. Jeez, even worse. So when you do the math, what it ended up being was, like I said, I don't remember what the foot was. All I remember is when we did the math, it was 26 cents a square foot for theirs,
yep,
and 17 cents a square foot for ours. We were talking on 54, I think is what we did the math on.
54.
So we wrote on the board behind Domingo, it says cheaper isn't always cheaper, right? The roll was technically speaking cheaper, but for what you're paying for, it wasn't cheaper, right? You wrote apples to grapes on there, right? If we're not comparing apples to apples, it's really hard to say like,
correct.
Oh yeah, let me lower the price so we can get there. Like we're never going to get there unless we take 30 feet off the roll before we give it to you. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the whole thing is that, and this is just one topic, right? Or one item. This is banner.
Yeah.
I mean, when we say apples to apples, you got to really look at the thick, even if ACM, what's the thickness? What's the, if I pick up this ACM, and lift it over my head, is it just going to curl and bend?
Yeah.
Or is it going to stay in place?
Rigid.
I mean, those are the things that we're starting to see, and we're getting a lot more customers calling us say, hey, can you beat this price?
Yeah.
Or even our competitors are calling our customers saying, I'll beat the price.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. But it's not apples to apples. So they're actually losing money, which is, I guess, okay. But to me, when you look at like a banner situation and you look at 26 cents versus 17 cents, that adds up very quickly. I mean, 2 feet, that's 34 cents. So 2 square feet is 34 cents and you're still at 26 at 1.
Yeah.
Look at it just, to me, you have to slow down. You can look at the price, yes, but look and see the details of what you're buying. Because there's some cases where you get 10 to a box, right? And there's price breaks, but yet if I buy 1, it's a lot cheaper. Well, guess what? If you buy 10 of that product that you're going to use eventually, get the 10.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot of things that we're starting to see. I guess the phone calls are starting to get to us that we're trying to understand why the pricing is different. What is it that they're actually talking about and comparing apples to apples?
Yeah.
Because right now, sales reps here, I got to beat this price. They're not looking at apples to apples until we pointed out a simple banner thing saying you need to explain to the customer what they're seeing and what they're getting.
Yeah. And I do think there is, this isn't to say that there isn't a spot for buying a shorter roll, right? A more expensive shorter roll,
absolutely.
Right? I mean, like the whole reason we launched the Wensco Automotive site is like a lot of times you don't need 25 yards of color change, right? You only need 10 or 12, right? And in the long run, is it more expensive to buy it by the foot? Yeah. I mean, it's going to be. It's more expensive to buy it that way. But I've also walked into shops where they have 37 rolls sitting behind them that are like, yeah, we use 10, we use 12, we used 35 feet, we used 110 feet. They have 40 feet left on the roll. Yeah. And there's just this giant wall of them behind them. And you're like, well, if we could sell it in, instead of 50 yards, 25-yard rolls. A lot of these come in shorter rolls. There's definitely a place for that. But when you're talking something as simple as like banner, where it's like, it's all pretty much the same, right? You're buying 13-ounce banner, 54-inch, 150 feet. You're going to run through it at some point, right? Nobody's sitting there and be like, yeah, I had the same banner roll for 20 years. If you have, you probably shouldn't have bought the banner in the first place. But if you do, like it's a pretty standard thing for us to use, right? So I think there's room on both sides. But when you're coming in and being like, hey, I need to be under this price, and then we're not comparing the same thing, it's hard to argue with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the second one that we're seeing lately is people reaching out and being like, hey, I'm paying this price for this product. What do you guys have that can also be at that price, right? So this would be like private labeled from other companies. Mm-hmm. And you'll be like, okay, well, some of these prices are low, right? Like some of these cast products that are out there, private labeled stuff is like low. And so you're doing the math, right? They send you the price and you're like, I got nothing. I can get close, but I can't beat it. Mm-mm. But then you ask the question, oh, why are you shopping around? Like if you were using this and it's that price, like that seems good. Like keep using it. Yeah. And they'd be like, oh no, we were having some issues. And be like, okay, so you have a really low quality product. It doesn't always work. You are dealing with issues or returns or failures. And then you reach out to us and you want another product that's the same price. The problem is you're paying for a product that is so cheap that they've cut every corner they can to get the price that low.
Correct.
Even if we find one that will fit that budget, you're going to end up with the same issues, right? You're going to still end up with failures and returns. And we just don't do that, right? We don't bring in anything in the Alpha line that we're going to have issues with returns, right? We test them for a while, right? We're working on a new product right now that's been testing in our building in probably 5 different spots for months now, right? People have no idea, right? They're just like, oh, nice picture that we just randomly put on the wall. But we've been working on it for a while, right? Because we want to make sure if we bring in a new one or we swap it out, that it's going to work.
Right.
And no one else does that, right? They're like, oh, our customers say we need to be at this price. So we found a product that's at this price and we're going to sell it. And then they sell it. And for 6-8 months, everyone's like, oh, have you guys tried this? The price is great. And then like 6 months later, everyone's like, oh, this product's terrible, right? Like there's a certain product that came out, I don't know, a year ago, 18 months ago, maybe, has black in the name. You guys might know what I'm talking about. When that thing came out, dude, it was selling like hotcakes. Dude, we are having vendors calling us and being like, all right, we got to figure out something to do because we're losing business to this thing. And then like 6 months later, all I see on the forums is like, yeah, we're never using it again. This stuff is terrible. Failures all over the place. And like, that's what you're dealing with. And they're like, oh, can you come in and beat that price? Be like, no, I'm not going to beat that price because I'm going to just give you another product that's going to have the same issues. Like buy one that's slightly more expensive. We talked about this last week.
Yeah.
Buy one that's slightly more expensive and it will do the job and you won't have any of the issues. And then just price accordingly. Sorry to interrupt you guys, but I just want to take a minute to talk about Nakusa, the name behind R-Tape. R-Tape's the #1 application tape out there, but they are more than just tape now. Nakusa has a full range of products out there. Their new one is called NextBond. This is a UV cured adhesive. Why does that matter? It's an eco-friendly and durable option, but comparable to most of the eco-friendly options, this is a cost-effective product. So if you're looking for an eco-friendly product or a durable product or just in general a good vinyl, NextBond is going to be the one for you. This is available at Wensco.com as well as all of their other products. So check it out at Wensco or reach out if you have any questions. Oh, and don't forget to use your Nakusa bucks. Have you heard about Metamark? Metamark is a company that sells premium graphic solutions for commercial and fleet signage. So whether that's walls or it's vehicles or it's tables or doors, we loved it so much we put it all over the podcast studio. So you can check it out on our videos or at Wensco.com.
Well, here's the thing that I got. I got a call the other day from a customer that said, hey, I'm looking for a cast material. I need to, do you have anything at this price, just like you're talking about? Now, first thing I do is, as a product manager, you don't ask about price. First thing what are you doing with it?
Yeah.
How long does it need to be up? And so on. I said, asking these simple questions. I said, give me some answers to these questions and we'll figure out what I can do. So I started asking these questions and what is he doing with it? They sold them cast material for stickers that are bumper stickers that don't need to be on for a long time. It's just promotional. And I'm like, why are you buying cast material? Well, that's what they sold me. That was the price. And I'm like, dude, we have a calendared film that you could easily use and it's $30 cheaper.
Yeah.
But if this is for short term, it's not for long term.
Yeah.
And it's like, they're just selling the product. They don't really care.
Yeah.
They're not asking the details of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a whole problem of its own, right? Is our competitors right now, I mean, the one I just referenced with the product that has black in its name, right? There's nobody out there selling you products, right? So if you're looking for something, you're just doing your own research, right? And maybe you get lucky and you call and you have a sales rep in your territory. Pretty unlikely at this point that you have one, but maybe you do. Then you'll be lucky to get a hold of them and then they'll have to refer you to a product, right? But if you're just calling the general customer service line and be like, hey, we have this application, what product do you recommend? They're just going to be like, okay, well, I know like 4 of these, right? That's nothing against them, right? There's a billion products in our catalog, same as everyone else's. But they don't know everything that's on the shelf. So if they recommend you a product, it may not even be the right product.
Right.
And so are you paying, and then you come out and to us and we're like, hey, can you guys match this pricing? And we're like, it's not even the right product, right? We're not even talking about the right thing.
Yeah.
But if they don't have people out in the field, how are you ever going to know? Like, how are you ever going to know, like, oh, you walk into a shop sometimes and be like, why are you guys using this? And they'll be like, oh, this is what we've always done. You'd be like, okay, well, here's another option that's going to work just as well, if not even better, and it's cheaper. Like, I think you guys are way overkill on this.
Yeah.
And they'd have no idea, right? They have no idea that they could be saving money elsewhere because it's the way they've always done it, and there's no one out there to tell them any differently right now.
Right.
So that's the problem I think we're running into with a lot of these, it's just whatever product our competitor is pushing at the time is the one we have to get phone calls about and be like, well, I don't think that's even the right one for you in the first place.
We don't mind the phone calls. The issues that I have is, I guess this is my pet peeve, I guess. I had a customer call me the other day and had an application, gave him all the questions, and I recommended this product, and I said, hey, it's, I can't say the vendor because then the other ones get mad. But I said, this will work. And he's like, okay, thanks. And I said, okay. And then I'm like, how come you didn't order it? So I call him back and say, hey, would you like to get a roll? We have some right here in Grand Rapids. We can get it to you tomorrow. I think you're in a local delivery. Yeah, you're not too far. And he said, oh, well, I'll call you back. He called the competitor and bought it from them.
Yeah.
Those are the things that really just, because the competitor didn't go through the questions of caring of how long it's going to be out there, what does it need to stick on, and so on. And, do I need acrylic adhesive or do I need UV adhesive? They don't even know what printer it's going through.
Yeah.
Well, it says that I guarantee you, some of these printers, it may say eco-solvent, that it can go through eco-solvent or latex. Some of this material, I don't think has been tested through those products, because I've seen some failures here where a latex material really did not work well.
Yeah, it doesn't want to adhere.
No.
Yeah, it's just interesting kind of how it's changed in the last, 8-9 months, where it felt like we were competing we're doing now, the phone calls we're getting now, the emails we're getting now, the contact us page that we're getting now is all just feels like a lot of them are not being educated on what products that they're currently using now, which is like our job as the distributor and like the vendor's job, right? I'm just split blame here.
Yep.
So it's just been interesting when you're talking about like, oh, we need to be cheaper, right? Oh, prices are too high because of tariffs, right? Like, sure, some of them have gone up. There's other options out there, right? If you are out there on Facebook and saying, hey, our prices are too high because of tariffs, and you haven't talked to your distributor about it, that's on you. I'm just being honest with you. Like, if you haven't at least called someone and been like, hey, we're buying this product, it went up 10%. Do you have another option? Yes, is the answer. I guarantee you, because we've done it 1,000 times since tariffs started in February, March, April it started. Like, there's a billion options out there right now in vinyl, in substrates, in everything. So if your complaint is, oh, what we're paying is too high now, but you haven't like done the legwork to like call, right? All you've done is like looked on the website and been like, yeah, it's too expensive. Well, maybe it's just, we're not looking at the right product. We're not looking at, the right length or width or whatever.
Yeah.
Or maybe it is just high, in which case, let us know and let's see if we can do something about it, right?
With it. Yep.
And sometimes that's what it is, right? Sometimes it's just high and it's like, oh, it's like we just ran into this the other day. Someone was asking for a specialty product that we haven't sold in a while. We carry it, we can get it, the vendor has it, everything, right? They call us, they're like, hey, your price is high. And we're doing the math like, when's the last time we sold one, right? And it's been a minute. And then you reach out to the vendor and be like, hey, can we just double check that we have everything right on our side? And they're like, oh no, the price is down, 15%. And you're like, oh, okay, well, like,
it'd be nice.
No one told us. Yeah. Right. So that happens sometimes too, right? Where it's just like, okay, if you're running into a specialty product, you're like, oh, you guys are priced way high. Like, just like, at least let us know. Like, it could just be literally something like that, where it's the way they were buying it before, the price has gone down. We didn't know because we don't buy it frequently. Could be cheaper.
We don't get updated sometimes. So it's like, we have to do our double check too.
Yeah.
But usually when products that you don't hear about and all of a sudden they want it, it's like, somebody wants that.
Yeah.
It's like, we haven't sold that in about a year.
Exactly. Yeah. It'll be like, sometimes I run to this, like, what was the most recent one was one of the tapes. I think it was one of the R tapes. Customer asked for a number. I had never even heard the number before. He's like, can I get do you guys have any rolls of, and he said it and I was like, no clue what you're talking about. That sounds like a made up number, dude. So I look it up. Sure enough, we've sold a couple of them over the years. Not a stock product. I was like, I would have never known, like it. And I've walked through I've walked by them at the open house probably 100 times, right? They probably had a roll on the table for all I know. But like, unless you like do it regularly, like some of these numbers are just like the most odd. Like even some products that I feel like I'm super familiar with, sometimes someone will reach out and be like, someone asked me for an Avery number one time that I was like, that's not real. Right. I was like, there's no way.
It doesn't start with A.
Yeah.
That's not real.
Yeah. I was like they must have mixed up two brands. You know, I was like, they mixed the two numbers together. I was like, no shot. I look it up. It's 100% it was real. But we won't know, you know, like it's just, there's a lot of products out there, but I think all that goes together. Like what we talked about, kind of at the beginning where, there's places in the country right now where you can't get product that you would like to get, right? So sometimes for us, it may be more expensive because what we're having to do is when we want to, you want to have it at all times, you want to have it readily available, we need to stock it. There's a cost to having that stocked, right?
Definitely.
So if your complaint is that, okay, nobody has it, or you guys do have it and it's more expensive, there's a cost to having it stocked, right? Like, I mean, you do this all the time, like right with Amazon, right? You're like, oh, can I get it locally? No. Okay. I'll buy it on Amazon. Right. And sometimes it is more expensive on Amazon because like the one I just dealt with is I needed like squeeze bottles, right? They should be like 50 cents, right? These are the cheapest things of all time.
No.
On Amazon, it's like $1.50 a piece, right? But if at Dollar General, they're $1. Dollar General doesn't have them, right? So instead I have to buy them on Amazon. And I pay more to do that because they happen to have them, right? And I need them. But nobody acts that way when it's Sign Supplies, you know? It's like, oh, well, competitor X, Y, and Z said they can get it to me for this price, but it's going to take 2 weeks. Can I get it from you guys? And we're like, yeah, it's more expensive. And they're like, oh, I can't afford that. And be like, well, what do you want? Do you want it in 2 to 3 weeks, or you want it today?
Or you want it today?
If you always want it in 2 to
ship today.
If you always want it in 2 to 3 weeks, we can get it cheaper because I don't have to stock
absolutely.
it. But if you want it tomorrow, it's going to be more expensive, right?
Yeah.
What's the 3? You can get quality, you can get it fast, or you can get it, I don't know what the third one is.
You got
fast,
service,
quality, and service, right? You can get 2 of the 3. And sometimes we're trying to offer like 2.5, right? We're like, we're really close on 3 out of 3. And they're like, no, that's not going to work. You'd be like, well, I don't know what you want from it. Like, what do you, I don't know. I don't understand it all the time.
No, you're $4 cheap. They're $4 cheaper. You know how much time it took you to what do you pay yourself?
Yeah. If you would like,
I think you just paid yourself $4 to make the phone call.
I have a bag of pop cans in my house. I will just drop them off at your doorstep to make up for the difference if that's what it really takes here. Okay. So nobody out of Michigan catch that reference, but that's fine. But I don't know. So I just feel like, we're like talking bad about them, but I say all of this to say, like, if you feel like you're having issues with pricing or cost or anything, that is literally what we're here for. Meaning, like, if you're not telling us about it, we can't help you with the problem, right? And it may just be like, hey, instead of buying 1 roll at a time, we need you to buy 3, right? If I'm going to stock it, if I'm going to carry it, I need to have 3 sold to buy them at one time, right? Or you're like, oh, you guys never stock it. Be like, okay, well, call us and tell us you want us to stock it and we can stock it, right? There might be stipulations that's like, hey, I need you to buy one at least every 3 months.
Yep.
If you don't, then it's just going to go back to non-stock. I can't keep it for 12 months. And, but it's little things, right? I'm not expecting a lot out of you. Anyone that's dealt with Wensco for a long time will just know that, like, hey, if I need something stocked and I call Wensco, they'll stock it, right? I've stocked 2 different, the Avery part that we were just talking about where I was like, that's a made up number. It was a customer that called me and was like, hey, can you guys stock this? We're probably using one every like 2 to 3 months right now. I was like, sure. Put one on the floor. Yeah. And sure enough, that's what they do. Every, 45, 60, 90 days, they buy one and we bring another one in, they buy it. But all they had to do is let us know, right? And then they don't have to, they drop shipped it like 2 or 3 times. And then we're like, hey, we don't want to wait. Can you guys just stock it? You've bought 2? Sure. Sounds good. Even if you haven't bought it, but you've done enough business with us, it's usually just a trust thing. Be like,
we have a lot of customers that are, I love it when customers call us, right? Yeah. Because they know they're going to get an answer. They're going to know whether it's in stock or we can get it transferred from a different branch, and they know their schedule. Yeah. Right? I know that if it's in Louisville, I know that I'm not going to get it until the following week, or something like that. They kind of already know, but they plan ahead. Yeah. Right? They already know, so they already plan ahead when a situation comes. Now, if there's a situation where I got to have it tomorrow. Yeah. Depending on, we've ran stuff from here to there, meet it halfway. I mean, we've done that before. I mean, we do it on a case by case basis. Yeah. If the customer's buying a lot of product from us, we're going to make it happen for you, right? But if you're never bought anything from us, then
guys, before we leave today, I just wanted to ask you one quick question, and that is, what is a pirate's favorite application tape? R tape. R tape is the #1 application tape in the United States, and it comes with an RLA, which is a release liner adhesion, meaning it's going to stick to the liner. Even on cut graphics, if you roll it, it's not going to tunnel, wrinkle, or curl, or anything like that. So if you're looking for the best application tape for cut graphics out there, R tape RLA is for you, and you can get it at Wensco.com. So we didn't go into this detail last week. If you didn't listen to last week's episode, I highly recommend it. So 2 things that he talked about that are related to this. One, he talks about always having stuff on his floor, right? Like when he runs out of a roll, he already has one, right? And then he replenishes. That's like essentially, like the way I explain this to people is that's like a one-time cost for you, right? One time you have to buy 2 at a time. Other than that, you pay the same every other time, right? When you run out of a roll, you buy one. When you run out, you buy one. So it's really just the one-time pain of stocking 2 rolls instead of 1 the first time. After that, you pretty much have a roll anytime you need it, right? And if you run into issues, you can use it. That can work on ink if you're using enough ink. If you're not using enough ink, don't recommend that strategy because you're going to get expired ink. But if you're using enough ink, that's a great strategy as well. So 1, that was a great recommendation from last week's podcast. The second one that he talked about is like you want to do business with people that do business with you, right? So if someone calls us, like the example you just gave, right? They call us and they're like, hey, you guys have this roll in Chicago. I need it in Grand Rapids and I need it Thursday at the latest. And it's like Wednesday. And if you've done enough business with us, right? If there's enough back and forth there, like we could probably list customers where we've moved mountains to make sure they get the smallest thing sometimes, right? It's like one 15-inch roll of vinyl, right? Be like, we'll figure it out. If you really need it, we'll make it happen. But there's 2 things, right? 1, we may do that for somebody that hasn't done a lot of business with us, right? Up front to like generate some of that like goodwill. Be like, hey, look, we're willing to do whatever it takes here. But the problem is if you do that like 2 or 3 times and then you realize that like, oh, they started buying this and then they don't. They started buying this and then they don't. And you're like, oh, they're just taking it away.
Exactly.
And then you come back and ask for a favor again. It's like, well, I don't think I can afford to do another favor if you're just going to take the business away again.
And that's a, hit or miss situation with customers. But I think good business people, good companies that are good sign, well-oiled machines, I would say, they understand the value that a Wensco brings to the table.
Yeah.
I think there's a mutual agreement that we always say, we want you to grow your business, but we need to grow as well.
Yeah.
So as long as we're growing together, we're winning together.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? And I think that's a perfect case that we were talking about. There are situations that even last podcast, we have come in on a weekend. I mean, we hardly do it, but there are certain customers that we're going to do it.
Yeah.
And I think that shows the value that Wensco brings to the table versus our competitors. Again, they may be, now I'm going to have to start doing it because they hear this. But I guarantee you that, there is, like he said, it's Wensco West. So it's like, we know that if we don't have it, we could easily call him and say, look, we'll replace this roll, but we got another customer that really needs it.
Yeah.
And he's going to say, I don't have anything going on, take it.
Yeah. I mean, a perfect example of this, because it's not talking about Wensco specifically, which I think will really drive my point on this one, is there's a specific customer. I'm not going to name city or location because they'll immediately know who I'm talking about. But we had tried to win their business for a long time, right? We knew of them. And at some point, I got to sit down and meet with them and was like, hey, if there's anything we can do, like, we'd love to win your business, right? This was a few years ago now. But sit down, and they just basically were like, look, when we started, like, we were a nobody, right? And it was at the time, it was GSG. They said GSG came in. He said, and any time we needed something, like, we got it. He said, he probably bailed us out. He said, we were probably doing less than $10,000 a year with them. He said, and any time we needed something, they came in and bailed us out. And he said, so since then, he said, I won't look. I haven't looked anywhere else. He's right. Like, if they don't have it and I need it, then whatever, I'll try and make sure I get it. But besides that, he said, we've been there. And he said, it's been the same way both ways, right? If they've ever needed anything and we ever need anything, we have it there. And that's what we're trying to generate, right? It's like, if you guys ever need anything, that's what we're here for, right?
Yep.
I mean, it's the whole reason we're doing the podcast, right? It's like, we would love the information that we have to get it into your hands, right? Sometimes that's a little harder than like a 2-minute Tuesday video, right? I I can't tell you this, like what's going on with pricing and all the stuff that's going on in 2 minutes, right?
Yeah.
And if I did, none of you would click on my video anyways. So, but like, that's basically what we're trying to do is, right, we're trying to get enough like goodwill that's just like, hey, listen, like we're not ever trying to like short you, right? If you call and you're like, hey, I think I've been overpaying on this product because a competitor came in and undercut us. The thing we've been running into is them just coming in so low that it makes us look bad. Like they're coming in and basically opting to make no money. And they'd be like, oh, what are you buying? Oh, you're buying Matthews paint. Oh, you know, you can buy it at this price. It's way lower than Wensco. And we'll be like, they'll be like, what's up with that? I've been paying this price for, 10 years. And be like, this is all of our customers pay this price. We haven't ever had this issue before, right? Meaning like whatever they're doing to get you to that point is literally just an attempt to make us look bad, right? That's their whole purpose.
That's their whole purpose. Yep.
So just know that like we're never out here trying to be like, oh, let's bump this up a little bit, let's raise all of our prices by 2% and say, oh, it was tariffs, because one of our competitors totally didn't do that. Like it's just not who we are, right? We're not just going to be like, yeah, we're raising tariffs and actually it has nothing to do with tariffs at all, right? It's just not like who we are. So just know that like what we're trying to do here is this is B2B, right? We want to grow. We want you to grow. If you grow, we grow. Very easy, straightforward, right? All of the vendors that we brought on the last 12 months has all been, hey, we have customers with specific needs and we want to make sure that if they need this product, they can get it. And that's who we signed up, right? I mean, like the equipment side and on supply side, right? Like Ultraflex was literally just like, we have a bunch of products that they fill all of those gaps at one time, right? Mm-hmm. We don't just sign people up just for fun anymore. I mean, some of them maybe.
Yeah, some that keep harping on me.
Yeah, just hounding us over here. No. But I just think...
but they're growing too. And that's the beauty of it. I mean, I could tell you right now, even Metamark, they're growing. We have even our existing vendors, they're growing. Yeah. And it's because people are realizing that, it may cost a little bit more, but I have an outlet of resources there that I could easily call, or a sales rep always comes in on this day. I know he's going to be here, or whatever that may be. He's calling me. I don't have time for him, but he'll stop in. He'll just say hi. I think there's a trust there. Yeah, and which is really good. And I think that as long as our sales reps I think there are sales reps that know a lot, and there are sales reps that they know some, but they're not willing to give them bad information. Yeah. I mean, even the young Jakob, I tell you, I get emails from him, calls from him, but it's like, I don't know this answer, but I know somebody that has the answer. Yeah. I want to know, I want to learn it too. So it's always good to hear that. There are other sales reps that do the same thing, that, they're looking for a certain product. The only thing that I guess going with that is to say, I get some phone calls or some emails saying product B from competitor is this, and what is the closest thing for that? Yeah. And it's like, well, I don't even know their product. So I got to look in very apples to apples. Here we go again. Yeah. What is it that we have? Can I compare it to? And I'll be honest with you, if it's something that we don't carry, I'm going to tell them we don't carry it. Yeah. So I think the other side of that too is the thing I've been focused more on is what you talked about earlier, is rather than saying they're buying this product at this price, what do we have that's comparable to it? I just want price and application. They're paying this per roll and they're trying to do this. What's the option? I don't care what the product is, because sometimes that's not the right product at all, right? I want to know, what are you paying now? What are your pain points? Why is the reason you're even looking to switch in the first place? And what is your application, right? And then I'll give you an option. And sometimes it's not cheaper, but what I'm going to tell you is, if I even come back, my options are either going to be use the one you have because it's a good price and it will work for the application. Here's another option that works the same and it's close to the same price or cheaper. And option 3 is the product you're using now, I wouldn't recommend it. You're probably going to have issues long term. Use this product instead, but it is more expensive than the one you're buying, right? Those are the 3 options. If I don't have one of those 3 to increase what you're doing now, I'm not even going to give you a recommendation. I'm just going to be like, that one's working fine, which happens sometimes. I mean, not on many of them. Not many that I can think of off the top of my head. But
But we're just trying, our best here to make it so that if we can keep growing, if you can keep growing, then we can keep growing. If there's anything Wensco can do to help in the process, we're trying. Just know that pricing has obviously been a ginormous focus for us this year. I mean, we're probably dealing with 12 different products right now that we're all trying to find a cheaper, but also will work alternative right now. So
yeah, like I said, there's a lot of things out there that are cheaper, but you pay for what you get.
Cheaper isn't always cheaper.
Exactly. Because we actually looked at, I can't say it, but we looked at a product and it basically failed within the first week. And it really, I guess you could say some foreign products, overseas products, don't really say longevity of the product is really, I don't know what they do for testing, I guess.
Yeah.
Because it was very disappointing that the product that I got, and it failed within a week, but I had high hopes for this product because I could see us selling quite a bit of it.
We needed it.
And it just
we found one.
Yeah, we found an alternative.
Yeah. A much better, I won't say what it is.
No, we won't say it.
Let's just say it said it was going to last.
But there are some other things that are coming out.
It said it was going to last 3 years, and after 1 week, it didn't even look like the same product we put out there. So it was not even remotely close to 3 years, but
no,
it is what it is. But anyways, I think that was mostly the point here is keep an eye out for what you're buying. Make sure that you're actually getting a good deal. If you're buying banner from our competitor and you're buying it at 115-foot rolls, consider just getting it 150-foot rolls and save yourself some money. If you're buying something and you're looking for alternative because you're having issues with the first one, the alternative might be more expensive than the option that you're buying because you're not using the right product for the job. So between all of those things, if there's anything we can do to help, if there's anything that can make it feel like, oh, Wensco will do anything for me, that's what we're trying to get here, right? If you ever need anything on a Sunday, just call Domingo. Just call him right at his cell phone number, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Failure is not an option.
But I say all that, like if you get to the point where you like have my cell phone number and have texted me before and you ask for something on a Sunday, like if we've built that repertoire before, we're going to figure it out, which is exactly what happened. They texted me and were like, I do not want to be texting you on Sunday, but
no,
I'm here, right? This is what I got to deal with. And luckily for them, I actually already knew the solution before that, but we're here to help any way that we can. We want to make sure that you grow so that we can grow.
And one thing I do want to add is I guarantee you, once you have a failure, you're going to remember that product forever.
Yeah.
So, and how much time it's going to cost you. So is it worth that cheaper price? We're finding out. We have a lot of customers that are starting to call us with that failure.
Yeah. Installation and labor is way more expensive than the vinyl is half the time. So you can cut the corner. Sure. Maybe you can save 5, 10, 15, 20, 30%, 30% even on vinyl.
Yeah.
Won't pay for a single failure. But if you have to go out there and redo a job, I always think about it in terms of like regular calendared vinyl, right? If you put it up on polycarbonate face and you put that thing anywhere off the ground at all, the replacement is no longer worth it, right?
Yeah.
If you got to send the bucket truck out one time, you messed up, right?
Yep.
Buy the more expensive product. I always talk about that with calendared cut vinyl, right? Like, where are you putting it? Because if you have to fix it one time, cast is a cheaper option. They'd be like, no, it's not cheap. They'd be like, no, I promise you, long term, it's going to be a cheaper option for you. Because if it peels one time and you got to drive up there and lift the bucket up, it's not worth your money.
Yeah.
So just be aware of that. I think we have a lot of our competitors out here making phone calls, telling people they have a better, cheaper option, and it is not better and it is not cheaper in the long term. So be aware of that. If you have any questions about that, if they call you and tell you they have a better option and you want to double check with us, we'll let you know. The answer is no, though. They don't have a better option ever. But no, seriously, we'll let you know what we think about it. We've probably tried it, tested it. We've gotten samples. I mean, there's not very many things that we haven't gotten samples of at this point. People just start sending them randomly at this point. But we're here to help any way we can. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this podcast. Again, we'll have another guest next week. The timeline is really confusing because we're way ahead of time now again, but I believe we have another guest next week, and then you'll see another Wensco trade show episode. And then I think we have a bunch of guests lined up after that. So should be good. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Domingo, thanks for joining me again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very full studio audience that we have here.
Yeah,
Rick zooms in the camera so it doesn't look quite as empty on that camera, but we're here. We appreciate you guys. And thanks for watching. We're only 12 episodes away from 100 episodes. Is that crazy?
Yahoo!
We're almost there.
Do I finally get paid?
No.
Oh,
no.
man.
Once we pay off the equipment with the YouTube ad revenue, we'll start paying ourselves. So anyways, you'll see live stream at 100. If that's not obvious, we haven't said it, but I'll say it now. So live stream at 100, that'll be the next live stream that we do. And we'll see you guys in the next episode, and we'll see you at the next live stream. So thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye.
See ya.